Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is David. This is David K Reacts, and here on this channel I ramble with articulation, I hope, about a variety of different musical, video and audio elements of the videos that I watch. And today I am very excited because we're bringing a video to the channel that I just tripped across. It came up on my recommended feed and I tagged it as like watch later, knowing I wanted to react to it. And I've been holding off on it just because I had obviously Arcane Month and things like that, and I forgot about that part of my watch later list, and I just went back to it to look at things, and I went, oh, I want to do that today. And this is the Ndlovu Youth Choir's rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody in isiZulu. The whole concept just sounds extraordinary to me. I think that this was authorized. I looked into this just a couple of minutes of digging around. This was authorized by the surviving Queen members, which I think is extremely exciting, because that's they put their stamp of approval on it, which is fantastic. The Ndlovu Youth Choir began in 2009 in the Limpopo region, and they actually debuted their first album in 2019 at #1, which I think is incredible in Africa. Absolutely remarkable. And I think that what a way to start out. They've done multiple albums since. They've competed on America's Got Talent. This is obviously a very talented group. I think they got quite far through. I think, or I don't know if they got far through, but they were defeated by the finalists. So wherever they got to, it's the people whoever it was that ended up winning America's Got Talent that year that defeated them. Which, if you're going to be beaten by somebody, be beaten by the best, right? And I'm just really excited to see what they've done with this, because I think the fact that it's authorized is amazing. I think the fact that it's a recognizable song in a different language and in a different style of performance is really cool. Looking on Wikipedia, it looks like this is an example of isiZulu singing. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm not used to, my mouth isn't used to dental clicks, but I believe it's isiZulu and kwasa kwasa dance style, which I am just excited to see what this results in, because take a piece of music as phenomenal as Bohemian Rhapsody and do something different with it, and I'm intrigued, especially when Queen has said, yeah, that's great. So yeah, I don't have a lot more context for this other than that, so I don't have a huge amount to say. I just want to experience this one and see where we're going to go. What I will say, however, is I'm sorry that I've been a little bit late getting further videos out. It's been a bit of a hectic few weeks. I believe, and I can say this with a pretty good amount of security, I believe that this is going to be, like, after this week, it's going to be a lot smoother. There is a small possibility next week might be a little hectic, but certainly after that, if not after this week, we're going to be back to regularly scheduled content, and I'm going to do a theme month sooner than later in order to make up for the fact that I've missed some weeks recently. And my apologies to those who are supporting me on the regular. It's just been a bit of a tough time recently. So thank you for bearing with me. I really appreciate that. So I think I'm just going to say welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. If it is, the way this works, I'm going to watch this through from beginning to end, commenting and emoting over the top. I will then go back and watch it a second time, this time pausing, interrupting, and offering what commentary and analysis I feel I can, based on what I've just seen and heard and the foreknowledge of that one prior viewing. If you're just here for the reaction, the first quarter or so of this video should be good for you. Please do hit this like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. If you would care to support the channel, you can do so by heading to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, to patreon.com/DavidKReacts, or by leaving a super thanks here on YouTube. And oh yes, please do check the description down below, where you will find a link to the original channel and to this video, which has done remarkably well. This has 1.3 million views in 5 months, which is phenomenal. So I'm very excited to see what the fuss is about, because I think it's going to be fantastic. So yeah, also you'll notice I'm still in my makeshift studio right now. So if there are any cuts in this video, chances are this backdrop behind me fell down. It's happened every time so far. I keep thinking I've secured it, and then I prove to myself that I haven't. But we'll see. But yes, that will also hopefully be fixed shortly. But I think that's about it for now. So without any further delay, I'm just going to fix one thing on the sound side of things, and then we will bring up this video and check out the Ndlovu Youth Choir's version of Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody in isiZulu. Got my volume up. Ooh. Oh, I love this. Wow. Amazing voices, amazing set, amazing costuming and makeup. Ooh. Oh, this is amazing. Wow, the harmony.
As if nothing really matters.
Oh, I felt that.
Too late, fikile ixesha la ngithukile ke manje ubuhlungu buhlasele. Goodbye everybody.
This is remarkable.
I've got to go. Ngiyobheka
Wow, this is just incredible.
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
Oh, I like that rhythm. Oh, I want that piano.
Will you let me go?
I love that they're putting story into this too. It's so joyous. Wow, what a spectacle.
Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Aku senandala. Nothing
Oh.
really me any way the wind blows.
Oh, that is so atmospheric. That's amazing. Oh, sorry. Forgot to turn my phone notification silent. Oh my lord. I don't know what I expected other than incredible music. I am blown away. That is remarkably beautiful in every sense. Like the visuals of that, the sound of it, my goodness. I felt that multiple times. That is just stunning. And what just that presentation is, even this, like, obviously, you see the grandeur of the sets by this point, but even this first shot, and I don't usually jump back, but just here, already we are seeing this extraordinary setup. There's hints, like I didn't even clock the gears surrounding this sort of frame that we have here that's kind of setting up this weird sort of blend of it's this combination almost of like Afrofuturism and steampunk blending together in this really cool way. I love this. I would love to know from anybody who knows more than I do, because I do not know much about Zulu tradition. Is there the elements of storytelling that have gone into this? Are they bringing some of their own characters into this piece? Like the guy, the obviously more steampunk sort of coded character who is locked up for a while and then ends up standing next to the two sort of primary ladies at the end of the thing. There is that he, for example, based on a character in some sort of Afrofuturistic or traditional storytelling, or is this just they're putting their own spin on this and doing a really cool job of creating characters? I have absolutely no idea, so would appreciate any more educated insight into this. I'm just going to take a look and see if there's anything in the description I should be aware of. Nope, just details of them, their different socials and what have you. But yeah, this is absolutely remarkable. Truly, truly remarkable. There's a very famous quote. I'm gonna misquote it, so I'm gonna state right now that this is me paraphrasing. But Freddie Mercury once said, I think towards the end of his life, he said, "You can do what you want with my music. Just please never make it boring." And this embodies that 100%. I think one of the things that it's so fundamental to Queen's music, and that the Ndlovu Youth Choir has nailed this, is the fact that it's all about harmony. Queen is so, there's a lot of rhythmic content as well, but their harmony typifies Queen. And the isiZulu style is perfect for that, because it's my understanding from a small amount of research is that it is based on harmony and blending. And I mean, they took ideal. The Mbube style that it came out of was much more about powerful singing, is my understanding. Whereas as it became isiZulu in the Zulu tradition, singing tradition, it's all about harmony. And that shows so well here, because the harmonic blend is so perfect. And they just work with each other so well here to be rhythmically spot on, harmonically spot on. Like it's a whole. It's one whole singing. You don't get the sense of multiple. I mean, obviously you get multiple individuals because there's harmony, but it feels so cohesive, which is absolutely exactly what Queen needs. This is stunning. Let's bring this back. Top. Go again. Listen. The brain not functioning. Awesome music. Overtaking. I'm not putting that on. I legitimately just lost the ability to try and express how cool this is. This straight off the bat, I love this. We get the is this the real life? But over this gorgeous, almost like sort of freestyle solo that's happening here. And I love the fact that she is the focus. The chorus in the back that joins in a second and a half into this is out of they're not lit because she's the first thing we've heard. So the ear has locked in on that before that sound even comes in. That's really, really nice because it is placing this squarely in a different style. And that's a fantastic one. I love that. She sings. Whatever. I'm not even going to pretend to try and sing the words that they're singing. But there's just a little bit of foreshadowing of what's immediately going to happen afterwards, but also just the solo female voice, quite high, with this tight Queen chorus, their harmony coming in underneath, but doing so kind of like just following up on what she's just done is such a great structure. And I adore the fact that we have the four heads. The way they're kind of mimicking the framing of Queen in the video, but instead of just seeing the heads in darkness, there's color, there's vibrancy, there's these extraordinary black and white costumes, but you've also got that streak of the gold and yellow behind fading into the orange and the brown. There's so much color in this, and yet the tribute is unmistakable. And I think that's what I think is so fabulous about this arrangement, about this, the elements of this video here and there is so much tribute and recognition of what the original is, whilst saying, but this thing that you're listening to and watching right now, this is us. This isn't Ndlovu. This is not Queen. But it is Queen, right? And I am so here for that. But here's a... Yeah, whatever it is, yeah, da, da, pa, pa. Just, I love that because the scansion of the language works slightly differently. There are several bits in here where there are extra syllables added, extra notes added, and it all works so very, very well. And that's actually a really nice, easy one, because straight off the bat, in the second line of the song, as we would recognize it, not including the additional singing that's coming from this lady on the left here, but it's a very gentle, it's not like there's a heavy consonant hit on that additional note. It's quite subtle, and so they are able to introduce this idea that they're going to change the rhythms up a little bit, but they do so very gently, which I think is really, really nice, because it makes it easy to settle into, and you recognize, yeah, okay, this isn't going to be quite the same. You know, obviously we recognize several things about it, the style, the language, that sort of thing, but also the rhythms aren't even going to be quite the same, and that's fine, because we've climatized to it with a very, very simple example. That's also, it's striking to me how there's this almost overlapping question and answer going on between the chorus and her, and I think that's remarkable. Even there, specifically, that little interjection that comes in middle of the more unbroken phrase in the beginning of this introduction. Really, really lovely, because there's this beautiful give and take between the two. And it's setting us up for what we're going to get throughout the whole video, which is these interjections, overlaps, counterpoints, contrapuntal rhythm and harmony going on at the same time with different sounds as well. And we're about to get in this next phrase, we're going to get very subtly once again the first click, because there are multiple clicks in the Zulu language. The simple word is tatamia. It's called a tenuous dental click. I think I'm pronouncing tenuous correctly, but I'm not 100% sure of that. But it's the same sound that we make in English when we sort of do that. It's that sound. We don't use that in spoken language per se. That is an onomatopoeic use of it that is sort of, that isn't a word that we recognize. but it is a sound that we make. Fitting it into a word is a little bit more tricky, which is why I'm questioning my own pronunciation every time I say isiZulu, and I really tripped over that one, because it's not a natural flow for us in the English language because we don't use it. So even forming that sound outside of just doing it on its own as a is unnatural to our tongue movement and things like that. It's it's that exact same formation. You have to fit your tongue to the roof of your mouth and bring it down again, and it's not a vocalized sound, right? Clicks. I'm not sure if you can have vocalized clicks or not, or if they're all non-tonal. I actually don't know that much about them, but it's a different. My point being, it's a different sound that we're not used to hearing and using in spoken language in English. And so hearing it here again, they introduce it in a way that it's done very subtly. No idea what happened there, but we're back. Right there, you get that first click. And it's very clear, very defined. It's evidently there, but it's part of this larger whole of this introduction. And I love it because it's so easy. And I'm sure, just the way the language works. I love that. Whoa, yeah, yeah. All of a sudden we get something that it fits that, and they're going to do this the whole way through, where they drop into English words here and there, either for phrases or for a single word or whatever it happens to be. Scaramouche. Obviously, it's not surprising there is no translation for that. But I really, really like those little hints, and that is such a light way of adding that element in, so that we're prepared for it when it comes later. I love this too. She turns to acknowledge us at the front of the screen and then turns back to acknowledge them. I love that, bringing them into the video a little bit, where they could almost be a separate element, but no, now she's acknowledged them and now we have cohesiveness in the video. That's really nice. Oh, wow, it's such a visual tonal shift going to this, but I just adore what's happening on this phrase. Hang on. Yeah, all of that little riff that she's doing there fits into their chord until the I think is the first note that isn't. It's slightly outside of the chord, although it still fits in a very consonant fashion. But I love that. I think that's just a beautiful embellishment to have over there. And I love that as she turns to us, we then cut to this astonishingly beautiful scene that we have here with the giant arch, these golden leaves, the immaculate costume there. This is just stunning. It's a complete shift from where we just were. We've gone from the simplicity of a frame and an individual standing to one side and the decoration to opulence straight away. It's a wonderful cut, because this already is stunning, and then we break to something that is just stunning on a whole new level. Oh, and I love how much it opens up here. The soloist voice here is just a little bit more forward than the lady previously, and at the same time that you could hear the chorus behind. Those basses open up there. It just broadens everything up. As we broaden up the visual, we're not only did we cut to this more stunning thing, we're now pulling back and getting more and more extraordinary set, and just the work that's going into presenting this it's just done so beautifully. And now again, we cut to this. We have these very prominent gear shapes. I love that we're getting this extraordinary balance between this kind of like, this almost looks like bone carving that's going on behind. Obviously too large for that. And these gilt leaves and this beautiful set. And then we cut to this where you've got this functional looking cog imagery going on at the front of the screen, which brings that kind of steampunky feel back into this thing again. There's so much going on visually here, quite apart from how stunning all the costuming is on this. It's a really, really wonderful video. And I love having just, sorry, there's so much to talk about here. Having just had that lovely bass note there, we're lifting right back up. And this is what Bohemian Rhapsody does, is it moves around so much in how it's presented. But I love that we get that lift back up to the higher range for the harmony. That embellishment there. Oh, wow. I have a cold right now, so my voice is, or rather, I've got the onset of a cold. So next week's video is probably going to be even worse than this one in terms of that. But yeah, my voice is breaking a little, that's why. That, and then slowly over the next phrase, those two descending notes there. That is just beautiful, because it sounds like it's going to be a little dissonant, and then it just resolves itself really, really beautifully. Oh, this I love. That was the first bit where I was just like, oh, you know, not only are they changing it to be their own, but they're doing really cool stuff with it. This melody here. Mezzy. Not only do you have the me, the little drop down there, but that z that I'm going to hit the note and then resolve up to the actual melody there. Wow. I'm sorry, I want to stop here for just a second. The detail on all, like, look how elaborate and exquisite the costuming is here. I'm just looking at this sort of headpiece that she's wearing, the daintiness of some of this work on the leaves and things like that, and then you have the leopard spot ears there as well, that kind of animalistic quality to it too. These stunning earrings, the neck piece, like everything about this is just remarkable. And there's a lot of sort of animal quality being brought into this with the stripes, the patterning, the very clear leopard look there, the feathers in that have got all sort of rhinestoned as well. These, oh wow, this is this costume in particular really hit me. They're all stunning, but this is just so beautiful. That's so lovely again. We've had this, the mezzy to me. Again, they drop into English just for that little phrase there, and I love that they do this here and there. It's so beautiful. It's this way of incorporating the original into their own work as well. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. And just the simplicity of the bump. Just the little bobs. It's always such a happy thing to see a group doing. It's quite fantastic. I love how we kind of almost go to almost there's a Western a cappella feel to this that's going on here underneath. And I don't know if that's a sort of a part of the singing style they're using, or if that's a reference to Western a cappella. I don't want to make those kind of judgments because I don't have the knowledge to do so. But I love the fact that this is a little thing here too, where musically, the way that the music has been structured at this point kind of is relatable. And I think that's what's so remarkable, is how relatable and accessible this is. But this, I love, again, we have 5 individuals here wearing these kind of cloak-like garments, they've got the beautiful necklaces and all this sort of, there's a cohesion here to what's going on, the way the paint has been done on the faces. And then once again, this lady on the right here, completely different style. The leopard print all over with the head wrap as well. This black corset with the dress. It's a complete counterpoint to what we're seeing. And I think they play with that kind of thing so very well. And it can be through these cuts from, this beautiful, very natural looking, sort of like natural elements and metals to that cog manufactured style. Here in one screen, we're still getting that kind of opposite thing going on here, and I love it. There's so much visual interest. Oh, so good. Firstly, we get another click, or almost like a pop this time. Very evident, much more forward in the mix than the last one was. So here it's like, okay, we're bringing this in full-fledged. And then the beauty of those two R, the R chords there, that it's just this rich open sound, and the slide to the next chord. Oh. And I love that moment too, where just this one extra voice almost steps out of the harmony to sing with her at that point. Is that where we're going? Oh, just stunning harmony for just a second, and then we drop back again. This give and take that they've got here of adding elements, bringing them back, going to the original, going to their own very unique interpretation of this. It's just wonderful stuff. And there again, we have that little extra bit in the background where they've added something in. The rhythm is broken up from what we expect to hear, not only from how we know the song originally, but how they've set it up for the last 10 seconds, 15 seconds or so, right? That just going on in the background there. It's reserved at this point. Then it's being introduced slowly once again. We're going to add another element in here that's going to become so much bigger in a moment. That break from having all this rhythm to suddenly in unison, mama ooh ooh. It's so striking because it's so different to just hear that one whole cohesive sound, beautiful harmony there, but that just suddenly removing all the additional rhythm. It's very, very striking in that moment. And I love that we break to a different scene once again. I think this is where the throne was previously, we're behind that point. But just having the six of them on this step, it's a very, very effective look all of a sudden. I love this. The work on this is phenomenal. Again, how together they are. They are so incredibly tight as a group. And it's just wonderful to hear. It's giving me goosebumps just listening to the quality and the precision and the beauty of this singing. It's extraordinary. And then this withdrawal, another level. Now we only have three voices singing Carry On, Carry On. It's so small by comparison. I love it.
As if nothing really matters.
Oh, wow, that shift. Oh, it's wonderful. I love it. It's this sort of jump out from behind the throne of this new singer. And now with the down at the bottom there, we've added in this bass, and I love this da, 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 da. Lovely descending chromatic element there. It's wonderful, and then we go back to that same sort of feel, but now we've got this. I'm not even sure quite what they're singing. I don't know what I just sang. It was nothing to do with what they're doing. But this lovely little melody going on in the background. We add in a few clicks there. Even though just in the background, these lovely little extra bits of harmony and embellishment that are being added. It's just adding so much to what's going on here in such a beautiful way. This whole everything about this. I want to go back on that whole change there, back to the second verse.
As if nothing really matters.
Oh, that's a slide down. Down to the bottom there. Whoa, lovely stuff. It's great because the clicks, they're used sometimes in the language. Here they're being used as almost percussive. It's such a wonderful sound, and it's giving this kind of atmospheric addition to what's going on here in a really beautiful way. I love the touch that now everybody's up here singing in this line. The leaves have been placed back into the sort of stand that holds them over here. There's no reason for them to be there whatsoever, except that you'd have to put them down somewhere. So let's include them in the scene. Small attention to detail, but I really, really like that. And on the other side as well. I'm interested. Again, somebody who knows more than me, please tell me. But is the shape on her forehead and the bridge of her nose, is that representative of one of these leaves? I noticed the similarity in this shot particularly. It looked more like kind of like a wing going out the first time around, but now it's looking a little bit, I don't know if it's just maybe the way it's adjusted and moved around over the course of filming, but it looks a little bit more like one of those leaves, and I'm just wondering if there's a corollary there or if I'm just making that up. Oh, and I like that they're using some of the same. So again, that same thing there of those two longer R chords that we spoke about earlier. Lovely stuff. And here again, we've now got this set, but in the front, just very out of focus. This cog design again going on here. It's absolutely wonderful. The variety of what they're doing and the subtlety with which they put different elements into both the musical arrangement, but also the visuals that they're working with.
Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go.
Oh man, everything about this is just so wonderful, but I love this build here.
Goodbye, everybody.
Right there, we've added the extra voice. We get that harmony we had before here. And then immediately you get that, I'm going to say something like jama that they're saying there at the first two syllables of this next phrase. Again, I'm not going to really guess at it. It's just what I'm hearing. But just a little bit more force there. Then you get the drum in immediately on the third syllable. Then you add this electric guitar sound coming in here, or the bass rather. Just the build here, it's very sudden. Like we go from yes, they've built and they pulled back, but this is an enormous escalation in a very short space of time. They all start moving. And then all of a sudden we have this whole new element to the set where we've got these waterfalls in front. This kind of it's almost reminding me of like I got references to the sort of the Black Panther waterfall almost, where you have this this element of where the people are inhabiting. In this case, it's more stone, where it's water in that. But then with this huge sort of chasm in front with the water pouring down into it, it's such a beautiful effect because you get this sense that they're up here and that there's all this incredible nature in front. But they have that over time, this extraordinary structure has been built up around it, and they get this beautiful view out over this wonderful, wonderful bit of nature. It's such a fascinating blend of styles. I love it. And this is just stunning. You now add in this instrumental element for a little while. You get the singings become much more powerful. And on top of that, our sort of lead soloist here is sailing up with these extraordinary, so this descant part, essentially, at this point in time, right over the top. It's quite wonderful. And I love that we have these extraordinary elements coming over the top. We've got this almost like a soundscape that's being created in addition to all of the music. It's an absolute perfect opportunity to have a dance break in this setting, where you have this wonderful sort of stage that we've got here at the front of this. Everybody in this formation. It's absolutely spot on. Like, this is just wonderful. And then this cut from that beautiful, very lavish setting to the prison, where we've got all the same people, but all of a sudden we have this character who's caged. This is the gentleman I was asking about earlier, as to whether this is a reference to a particular character in Zulu tradition, or whether this is just a character that they've created for the music video. Whatever it is, it's wonderful. And I love that we have, again, this sense of these huge stone walls, these burning braziers, but there's almost like in the background with the way that the windows have been constructed up here, you get that sense of the cogs again. It's really, really quite fantastic. Immediately here we get these definably Zulu elements that are not in the original, which I think is so nice. We've added the rhythm of the harmony underneath. You have, I don't know what to call the vocal sound that's being created at there, the sort of AAA sound that's being made. I don't want to get that wrong. So, but it's very, the further we get through this, the more and more they're making it their own. And I'm so here for all of it. I love how controlled they keep that too. The Scaramouche, da 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 da. It's all very. It's within. It doesn't move as much as the original. They're keeping it quite contained, and I like that. I think it's giving somewhere to build from. And they keep doing this. They keep building all the time, and they pull back and they build again. It's wonderful. My point precisely. All of a sudden, this crashing sound that comes out of this much quieter place. It's the counterpoint is just wonderful. also love how the instruments are dropping in and out. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. They're da 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 da. Suddenly it's this bigger element because there's instruments in the back, and then poof, immediately they're pulled away again, and we go just back to the voices for that downwards bell chord. Wonderful stuff.
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
And that whole section is in English all of a sudden, which is really nice. That rhythm change to the spare him his life from this month. Wow. My sense of tone is just shot. Sorry. Spare him his life from this monstrosity. Really, really love that they go into the triplets there. It gives it this lilt that's almost like, you know, there's the matter of fact. He's just a poor boy, nobody loves him. Spare him his life from this monstrosity. It's almost, it gives it a sense of a questioning, a pleading request, rather than this matter of factness of this is who he is. Spare him his life. I really like that. It's a nice touch.
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
I love how they're kind of keeping the balance here too, because he gets instrumentation underneath more.
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
He's got a little bit of both tonal and percussive instrumentation underneath, and then we cut that all back and go back to voices for them. Other than the, I'm not sure if that's a, what do you call it? Cabasa? I think. I'm not sure, or it's just a shaker. I'm not sure if it's one of those, or if it's, you know, exactly what's going on there. But that's the only thing that's left. And the other instrumentation has pulled back a little bit, and we're focusing on the fact that now there are multiple voices. And so where there was one voice and multiple instruments, now there's one instrument, multiple voices. They're maintaining that balance very, very well.
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
Who do I have to pay to get that piano? That's amazing. That is such a stunning instrument, and what a contrast, especially to this, let's jump back somewhere, to this scene, where everything is very kind of rustic almost in its look. There's nothing opulent here other than the clothing that's being worn by the people. But this cage, you know, it's not, there's no symmetry to it. It looks like this kind of wrought iron, just beaten out shape to it. The braziers in the background, yes, they're probably the most opulent piece of set dressing we've got right now. But there's still, it's not like they're golden and flowery and all that sort of stuff. It's very, very plain. And then all of a sudden we go to this, and this is this looks like it would be better fitting in the other set, because it's so grand, and the gold, the stark difference between the gold and black is wonderful. Again, this very kind of futuristic look to it. It's wonderful stuff. I want that piano. I also love, sorry, just going back to that, the spare him his life from this monstrosity. The T fades away.
Poor boy, nobody loves me. Easy come, easy go, will you let me go? So no, will I let you go? So
again, we get to this very brash moment in the song, this back and forth. Of course, in British begins, Miller, no, we will not let you go. Very kind of like bold, brash sound, and they bring the instrumentation back in, and everything lifts up from the quiet moment we had before. It's what the song does, it's what they do, they're doing it differently, but it's fantastic. I like that this is interesting that time, for the bell chord, we get 4 of her rather than the group that we had previously. So this time it's more of a solo let him go rather than the group. It changes that perspective of the harmony for a second. Pardon me. changes the harmony to just being that one person pleading for him to be let go in that moment, where previously the chorus has had this back and forth the whole way through. I really like that.
Will I let you go? Will I let you go? No, 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 no. Mama want me, mama want me. Oh, mama want me, let me go. The end of all that I never put aside for me. For me.
And I love that as you get this slowdown that comes up to that point in the song, we have this almost like this chase scene of him rushing to the falls and then leaping off, and it gets slower and slower as the music slows down as well. That's fantastic. Like, he runs away fairly full speed here. And there, because we're getting this front-on view, and the way that the kind of parallax effect is working with the background there, it feels like we're getting a little bit slower. And then he has this pause and the grand leap as I disappear behind into the frame here. But that grand leap off and all that sort of, it's nice because the action is moving in pace with the music. The music, even though this is a chase for a moment, the music slows down, so does what they're doing. I think that's great. I adore what they have done both instrumentally and vocally as they move into this section. It is amazing. We've suddenly got this very, very definitive vibe that is different from the original, but is serving exactly the same purpose. It's so well considered when they drop into a much more Zulu music sound versus kind of having a lot of that effect in there, but following the structure and the melody of the Queen original. It's just fantastic. And I also love that da, 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 over the top there. It's just a really nice moment to shift in. And then cutting, wow, this is phenomenal. And I love what they've done with the graphics versus the real set here. I think it's magnificent. They've done a great job of that throughout, but this is particularly good. This scale, all of a sudden, yes, we've been zooming out. We had that view just before the dance break style, the beginning of the dance break, where you're looking down at them on the platform at the edge with the sense of the throne room behind. But now we're seeing it in full scope, the height that they're implying with the ceiling here. It is fantastic. This is so good. And all of a sudden, this celebratory feeling that takes over here, this is so undeniably joyous. And again, these additions that we get here, that we get in there. Excuse me, all the wobbling going. I really shouldn't try and sing when I have a cold, but that it's just such a lovely thing to have over the top. I love that they're all now escaping from the frame as they come in to join this moment. I think it's such a wonderful, wonderful visual. And the rhythm, everything the rhythm section is doing is supporting this feeling so well, this dang kind of feel that's going on underneath there. And just that boom, 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 the 4 on the floor that we've got going there, it just keeps that pace going throughout. It never drops. And it's just forward enough in the mix that it's really actually pushing. Not pushing the tempo, but pushing the feeling into it, which I really, really like. I also love that we have the different animal prints in the frames. I just want to go back. Or is it the same frame each time? Oh yeah, different. Yeah, because the other one was the sort of black stripes were more crosswise. This time they're a bit more vertical. I like that we're getting this. Like it's like we're seeing so many different elements of this space in the way that they've chosen to represent it. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. Also, sorry, I keep stopping. You can just feel the fun that they are all having, especially the whole way through this, but especially now. Like everyone just seems like they're having the best time right now, and I'm so here for that. I know the da 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 over the top of it again. This time very focused because we're seeing her as she's singing it as well. Lovely stuff. Oh, that held note over the top there as the chords are shifting underneath. That's so good. Oh, the decrescendo on that as well is stunning. I love that she's just singing that and just wailing over the top of the instruments there. That is gorgeous. And I love how everyone else becomes so still and she's just the one left moving as she finishes this. And this again, it's da 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 and da 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 da. Just that. Oh, it's just so magical over the top of those chords. Oh, and I love. Is it? Oh, yeah. The run down there in the background is so lovely. I love that he just having the last time we saw him, he was disappearing into the chasm with the waterfalls, and now he just walks back in at the very end. I love that. Oh, the detail. Sorry, I want to see that too, because this is sort of the other beautifully detailed hat. All the steampunk elements on this and the Afrofuturism. This costume is amazing, but I love the detail on the top hat. That's wonderful. Oh, see? Again, the atmosphere that... I don't know how to do that. Just over the top of that. It just adds this beautiful element.
Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. I could say.
Oh, and I love that you go from that beautiful solo from her, and then we have the two at once, this gorgeous harmony that takes over here with these the daintiness of that ooh going in the background.
Anyone can see. I could say nothing really matters to.
Oh, everything, I'm tearing up now. Everything about this ending is so simple and so powerful. Like, the change. The harmony fading out right at the beginning of that chord. It's gone so quickly, but because they're sliding down, they slide into the space that the harmony's just vacated. And so the disappearance is so subtle.
Nothing really matters.
And then just this ooh. I think there's maybe 2 notes there in the background, and then just these clicks here. And seeing him, like the close up on him as he does it, it's so beautiful.
Nothing really matters to me.
And I guess there we have the answer to my question earlier of tonal clicks. Whether they be tonal in language, I don't know, but that gradual drop in pitch as he slows down.
To me, anyway, the wind blows.
Sadly, I think we could probably see him doing that, except, of course, YouTube's pop-ups are covering him at that moment. But what a stunning, stunning way to end this. It's incredible.
To me.
Again, the resolution. And she, just like the choir disappeared into that chord a minute ago, she disappears into the new final line that's taking over.
Anyway, the wind blows.
And I love the cymbal and the vocal sound combined over the end. Her choice to look away at the end is so lovely as well. It gives this kind of wistful, off in the distance, the wind's blowing that way right now kind of feels like, oh my goodness! I knew this was going to be great. Obviously it was going to be great. You don't get 1.3 million views in 5 months and not be great. This is so much better than I expected it to be. And I was already expecting great. What a wonderful, wonderful arrangement. This is extraordinary. The Ndlovu Youth Choir is remarkable. That much is no wonder their first album went #1 straight away. Like, of course it did. With quality like this, and they've been singing for 10 years before they made it too, so they had the chance to establish themselves and their style and feel comfortable singing and all that sort of thing. But wow! Magic! Magic! No wonder Queen okayed this as well. Like, what a remarkable translation of their work into this stunning style, a different language, most of the video, and this actual video, the visuals of this are just spectacular. Absolutely brilliant. Wonderful stuff. I am so glad YouTube's algorithm threw this in my face a few months ago, and I'm really, really glad I watched this. I was so tempted in the moment to just click on it and go, I need to see this right now, and I've saved it until now, and I'm so glad I did, because that's amazing. I hope that you enjoyed watching this as much as I did. And whether you've watched it a whole bunch over the last 5 months, or whether this is just the second time, because hopefully you saw it, you watched the original before watching my response to this, hopefully I brought you something. Whether it was this, the group, the arrangement, or whether it was some element of it that you hadn't quite clocked. That's why this is so great, or that's why I like this bit so much, or I hadn't noticed that. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here, and if I've managed to do that for even one of you, then I'm a very happy man indeed. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I really appreciate it, especially if you're still here at the end with me. It means such a lot, and I'm very grateful for the time that you choose to spend with me here. Please do hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell, and if you would like to support the channel, you can head to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, where you can leave a one-off donation of any amount. You can head to patreon.com/DavidKReacts, where you can sign up for $2 or $4 Canadian, or your regional equivalent. And that gives you ongoing support of the channel. It gives you access to my Discord, and it's going to give you more as the year progresses. Once I'm into my new situation is fully established, I will be doing some work to figure out what that looks like, but there's more coming in 2026. Or you can leave a super thanks here on YouTube, and any of those are very gratefully appreciated. Thank you very much once again. Again, I really, really appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is that you are watching this video. Let's go for 9:01 p.m. See if somebody is watching then. And again, take care. Thank you so much. Look after yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.